You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Love on Top. Featuring in-depth discussion on dating and relationships. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Love on Top.
Black Hollywood Live on top. What it do? You know we stay true. Pass the mic, and you know I do it right. It's spicy.
Pass the mic to the left. It's the brother Kevin John, and I'm so deaf. Like Jermaine Dupri, when I'm up in here, we about to rap about sex and relationships, so clean your ears. We got my man Jason Allen to the right. He's about to do the damn thing every day and night. We so tight. We like out of sight because let's start the damn show. I'm done flowing, all right?
That was good though, Kevin. You are getting great. So I am your host, Spicy Muddy. That was the Kevin John.
Yo.
And we have a special guest in the building today for our special series here on Love on Top for Black Hollywood Live. We are taking a journey through Black history and not only celebrating that, but the relationships that made those monumental and historical moments and people just, blown out the water by these amazing relationships. And here to talk about it with us is Jason Allen.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Jay Allen.
Jason is a 7-year NFL vet and also, entrepreneur, real estate mogul. I mean, he runs a foundation, Jason Allen All-Stars. I mean, what don't you do?
I got my hands in a lot of stuff right now. I'm just continuing being active in my community, working out, doing my real estate thing, training, traveling, spending time with my son, just trying to stay busy,
How old is your son?
Lil Jason, he's 4.
Lil Jason is 4.
Yeah, 4.
Shout out to Lil J. Lil J.
For sure.
Good deal. Now, I was going to ask, to add on to his list of, titles, he's also a love philosopher that will be putting a book out about it. And even if he doesn't know that he's going to put a book out, I'm just going to plant that seed for him.
We're speaking that into existence.
We're going to plant that seed.
Because although Jason is a bachelor, he also has a huge opinion on relationships because from what he shared with us, he has had a crazy history. If you guys know the reputation of NFL players, he's kind of fulfilled a lot of that reputation, but he's also a strong believer in love and marriage.
Oh yeah, no question about that. I was young. I call it young and dumb, and I don't want to say the other word, but I was young and dumb, and coming from a small town in Alabama, and then moving on to Atlanta and Miami, and going back and forth and traveling around the world and meeting different women and hanging out with different guys. It was just, I definitely fulfilled that role of your typical NFL player guy at that particular time of my life.
So I'm curious. And by the way, that small town in Alabama where he's from is a town called Muscle Shoals. All right, Muscle Shoals. They breed mussels there. As you can tell, I'm not from there. So at any rate, Jason, I was going to ask, speaking of the culture of that, obviously the NFL, or like you said, professional athletes have a stigma.
Yeah.
Being playboys and things of that sort. How much would you say that, Jason, how much would you say you attribute that to the culture around you once you got there, or what you had individually bringing to it?
I mean, I think it's about 50-50. And I think I tell people this a lot, that, it's one thing to be a nice looking guy and be able to have women and all the other things that come with it. But it only magnifies it once you have money and you're a nice looking guy and you're intelligent and, you got a lot going on for yourself. So it kind of magnifies it. And that's pretty much what happened in my situation. I was, like I say, from a small town and went to school in Tennessee, and I was living in Atlanta and living in Miami and traveling around the world. So, I mean, the women would come in diamonds a dozen. It was, I could tell you a story. I can go on and on.
I can tell.
And you went to the University of Tennessee. So you were probably like the man on campus there, and then to go to the NFL, to once again being the man, you stayed with that, always being, number one on top of his career and probably
Right.
on
No
top
doubt.
of somebody in the bed, love on top.
I'm just curious, Jason. I hear stories all the time. I've had friends that have hung out with professional athletes, and you hear these crazy groupie stories. What is the most craziest groupie story you have? Woman that tried to get in your pants or tried. You ain't gotta explain what happened, but just the craziest thing.
Oh man, so many of them. Let's see.
So
Has anyone ever stole from you or just done anything like?
Yeah,
poked a hole in your condom.
You know what? My rookie year, I was dealing with this girl from Detroit, and I had some money. At that time, I was carrying 15, 20, 50,000. Like you name it. Like
in cash on?
Cash on me, yeah, like easy.
Not the smartest or brightest
Yeah,
thing
but,
to
I
do,
mean,
but he admits that.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Young and dumb, right?
So I left one day and I had a meeting or had practice or something, and I came back to the room to see. I was texting her. I was like, "Why didn't she hit me up?" So I come back to the room. I mean, my money gone. I had like some shades. I went to maybe a shopping ball kind of shades and all kind of stuff. All that was gone. I tried to hit her up, text her. She wouldn't hit me back. So I kind of like chopped it up, but it was a lesson learned. You know what I mean? So
She take
So what
my
was
money.
yeah. The
literally,
lesson
right?
was
Literally,
him loving
yeah.
these hoes. That's the lesson, though.
The lesson is tell them they gotta go when you go.
But it's crazy though that you see these kind of women that let me ask this: as an athlete, can you see the women that are gold diggers or groupies? Can you guys see that in advance, or do you guys kind of get deceived into that?
Well, they have to disguise themselves, but at least a little bit. But a lot of times, the certain girls, they're gonna always be the same ones in clubs.
Yeah.
They dress in a certain way, So it's kind of easy to depict who it is or the group, because they typically gonna hang
Group.
around. Yeah, the group. They're gonna groupies, the group.
Birds of a feather flock together,
There
right?
you go. So typically they'll hang around together, and you hear this. Situations where you may have messed around like 4 or 5 of the same girls in the same clique hang out together. I mean, that's like common. That's nothing.
So explain this then to us in the audience. When you are dealing with these random groupies, wouldn't it just be better to be in a relationship with someone you can trust? Why is it that you guys don't want that?
Well, first of all, we got to get the definition of the groupie. There's male and female groupies, first of all.
Whoa.
And
So you've had male groupies
yeah.
or like friends that mooch off of you and things of that sort? Okay.
I personally call them leeches.
Leeches. There you go.
That's what I call 'em.
Parasites.
Yeah, exactly.
So males are leeches and females are groupies.
I mean, no, they're both the same. It's just with the female, you can
do something physical with
Yeah,
it.
with
Oh,
the
okay,
males,
there's
it's
more
like
benefit.
Yeah, more benefits come along with the female groupie. So
Now, speaking of male groupies, one of the biggest stories that came out this week in just NFL in general is Michael Sam. Michael Sam is a football player that's declaring for the NFL draft. He's a projected middle round pick, and he came out saying he's homosexual.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. Now, Jason, you've been in a locker room. You know what transpires in there. Do you think he will be accepted, or do you think it's going to be tension? What do you?
it just depends, in the organization, and obviously go down to Miami. We probably won't be there because of what they have going on now. But it depends on the organization he goes to, and also I think they'll accept him. But it's gonna be certain guys. I'm like, man, I can't go in the shower with him, or it is what it is. Some guys may be like have that mentality. I don't want to be around a gay guy, and it's kind of like vicious in the locker room. Like you never know what you may hear in the locker room of an NFL team. I mean, it's married men saying stuff that, wow, I didn't know married men talk like that. Or single guys, bachelors like myself talking about, you never know what you may hear in the locker room. So
It was very courageous of him to be open with his sexuality, knowing that those could be the ramifications. But then at the same time, we can just hope and pray that he, his talent speaks for itself, and that he does get on a team that shows him the respect that he deserves.
Exactly. Let him be judged by his play, not his sexual orientation.
But that's my thing. Is like, if you're gay, bi, or straight, whatever it is, that's your business. I don't discriminate. But my thing, just don't come off on me in a form of fashion.
They'll come up behind you in the shower and smack you with a towel.
I'm not cool with that. But I honestly feel like he could have kept that to himself. Like, if someone else who came about and said, I'm straight, it wouldn't have been a big deal. That's just my personal opinion. Like, keep it to yourself. And whatever you do in your own time, that's your business. It belongs to you. Take care of your business on the football field, your own time, and doing the things you're supposed to do for the team and the organization. Then, you know.
So you feel like that was a private matter?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
well, that's a good question. You know, why come out and say that? I mean, what was he? I mean, what was his motive for
sexuality?
Yeah, you know.
Well, I'm sure it was probably an uncomfortable environment when you're dealing with a high testosterone level like that, and he probably felt like this is something that he's had bottled up inside. And you know, there is a lot of female locker room talk, right? And so to not be a part of those conversations, you know, it was probably a awkward giveaway, and he probably just wanted to maybe release some of that burden off of his shoulders. I don't know. I'm just kind of
that's a good point.
I'm just kind of guessing if I were, you know, a man going through that. But you know, anytime you're dealing with heterosexual or homosexual or even interracial relationships, whatever type of relationship, there's going to be maybe some type of you know critical
judgment,
or judgment that could come with that. And you know, if you decide to become public with it, you know, that's your prerogative, or remain private with it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I can just, you know, you brought up the talks in there, and you said that when you guys are in locker rooms as single men, you'll, oh yeah, this chick last night, she was on all fours, and you know, how would Michael Sam go into that? You know, well, yeah, I had these ball sack on my chin, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, how does he, you know? So that makes sense, because he wouldn't be able to be in those kind of.
So I guess that would kind of be our Hollywood hottie doing the naughty.
There you go.
If we do a segment every time Hollywood hottie doing the naughty, it would have to be him.
That would be perfect. You're a genius, Spicy. You're truly a genius.
You know, he'll be kind of limited in the conversations that he can engage in, you know, from that standpoint. If it's not talking about football, or, you know, if someone got, man, we had a good time last night, we was doing X, Y, and Z. How can he engage in that conversation with guys?
Yeah,
well, not just that, but think, you know, a lot of times the guys, you guys go out, you know, you guys go out to the club together, or go, you know, when you're under, you know, you guys hang out with one another.
I'm pretty sure he'll probably go into a club by himself.
Because
his own individual
he
club.
still can, no, but he
go to a gay club.
Friends.
That's what I'm saying, but no one else on the team will be there.
I know, right? That is true.
I mean, regardless, I feel like him, just like anybody else in the locker room, they need some form of love, whether it's affection, whether it's companionship. So it doesn't matter the sexuality of whom he's getting it from. Once again, that's his private business. But I don't think that the male should discriminate him friendship-wise because of his preference. And so, you know, Jason, speak a little bit on relationships. Since this is a relationship show, what is the benefit of being in a relationship versus not being in a relationship when you're playing?
Oh, man, that's some good and bad. It's like a lot of times females, what I've learned in my past, they're not understanding of the schedules, and, you know, coming home from a long day of practice, and, you know, your girlfriend may be in town, or you live with your girlfriend, what have you not. And let's say you didn't do a good job today, and your coach was on you all day, or you got film to watch, and you got to go home, and your girlfriend or your wife is just nagging on you, and, you know, and you go home, you don't have nothing to eat, and it's just tension's just building up. Like you pretty much taking that pressure there that you had at work and bringing it home and taking it out on your wife or your kids or whatever. You see that so much, and a lot of times when guys retire, you know, the wife's just fed up. The money's not coming in like it used to be. And she's like, I'm fed up. I can't do this no more. You're not taking me shopping like you used to take me shopping. We're not going on vacations like we used to go on vacation, because the money is not coming in like it used to be.
Yeah.
So that's why the divorce rate is so high, you know, amongst guys in the NFL.
Well, so it sounds like, you know, I guess the resolution to that is to get a woman that is a huge supporter, that understands the demands of a career, you know, of the football career. And, you know, someone that's flexible and compromising.
Well, that's big, the demands and expectations in the relationship. You know, I'm expecting to come home and have X, Y, and Z done for myself. I'm expecting to come home and be able to go to the man cave and not be bothered with the kids. I'm expecting the kids to have their homework done. I'm expecting the kids to, you know, be fed. And I'm expecting to have this right here. You know, and also you got sexual needs as well, you know, because, you know.
Speak on it.
You know, because you got the guys in there, you got a lot of women throwing, you know, themselves at us. So you better be taking care of your business at home for sure.
So the word no is not an option when you.
What's that mean? What's no
bottle
mean?
up.
Right, bottle
up.
Kevin
What's
knows
no
about
mean?
that bottle.
You know, so, you know, it's just, it can be tough. But, you know, we're so used of people catering to us, like, So it's kind of like we have those expectations.
You guys are
and demands.
spoiled.
Yeah.
Exactly, because even like have chefs, I have cooks, I have cleaning ladies. You name it.
Can I come over and just kick it for like 2 hours? That's your
and
man?
that's how it is.
You
Like
know?
my friends would come in town, and we go to the finest restaurants and hang out at the best clubs, and that's what we did. And everything was catered. I was spoiled, and I still am. It's just part of the lifestyle of an athlete or entertainer.
So do you find that when you in your playing days, when you were in a relationship, that it that it was more beneficial to your career, or did you feel that being single and wild was kind of I guess, what do you think was more? I know you said there's pros and cons to both, but
it's a bittersweet thing. It just depends on the time of the day. What was going on that weekend
during the off
who we were
season.
playing.
So it's kind of like where you are in your life too.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Because you have some guys, and I personally don't agree with this. You have guys that get into the NFL and they get married right away, and especially coming to a city like
RG3.
yeah, you go to a city like DC, or you go to New York or Miami, Atlanta, these big cities, and you coming from a small town like I did, or a small town in the university, the college you went to. And you get to the big city and you start seeing all these beautiful women, and they're flying in from all over the country. We guys that I've played with, we used to fly girls in from everywhere.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard that not only with guys, the athletes, they would fly the girls in, but certain athletes, they put up girls in various places, like put up, like sponsor their housing, condos, hotels, all that.
Very typical.
Even while they're married, though, they'll have these like side chicks too on the side, because anytime you're dealing with, and this is my personal opinion, but it's also shown throughout history, which we're going to get into, is that when you're dealing with a man with power, money, and who's also attractive, status, he's going to have tons and tons of women around him.
Oh, yeah.
But if you look back at historical figures such as Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all of these people throughout history have made extremely powerful moves, but they did it in a relationship with someone on their side, someone who was able to push them.
Now, I don't want to knock the legacy of MLK.
But he
love
was
that
a
man. And plus he graduated from the same school as me, alma mater, Morehouse. Martin Luther King, he had a strong woman there, but he was notorious for
being promiscuous.
On the side.
Man of power.
Yeah, for being promiscuous on the side. Like they're well, I don't want to put that out there on him, but
but it's historically noted and it's documented that he did have an affair, but it doesn't take away from the amazing things
union
that he did. Right,
absolutely,
the part of the civil rights movement.
Absolutely,
and that Coretta Scott King behind him was there to facilitate every step of the way. And then even after his passing, we didn't hear about his side boos or his little mistresses trying to facilitate or push the movement for Martin Luther King holiday. That was his wife that was doing that.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I'm sorry, but most of the time, you have those guys, they take care of home. And I guess a lot of times the situation, the wives, man, they're not stupid. They know that they're going out, they're gonna meet other women, they're doing X, Y, and Z, and they're not stupid. So they know they got a mistress or they're dealing with this girl. But take care of home. Don't be messing with it. Don't bring what you do out there in the house.
Exactly.
And so if you can take care of home and do those things, then I'm not gonna say they're not going to trip, but they'll be more understanding, I guess. And I just personally think that if you got a wife or your girl home that can be understanding and encouraging you to do better and say you're better than this, and just not nagging you and telling you that, or trying to tell you, I'm gonna leave you, continue doing this right here. And so you just got to have a woman that's encouraging you to do better and is gonna stick it out with you, because the easiest thing to do is to leave and give up. But if you can stick around and show people, because a lot of the thing out about women is that after the money's gone, then they're gonna leave as well.
Yep.
And it takes a strong woman to stick around through the tough times also, and it's just tough.
Now, is it possible for a professional athlete, football player, NBA player, is it possible for them to be in a marriage throughout the duration of their career and be faithful?
Yes, I know several guys like that.
So you do know guys that...
Yeah, several guys. I've even played with guys who were virgins until they got married.
Oh, wow, that's
so AC Green is not the only one.
Yeah, I've known guys.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
So, Jason, do you believe in marriage?
Oh, no doubt.
Because you're a bachelor right now.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why aren't you married right now?
In
I'm
the
sure there's like girls throwing themselves at you. So what is the deal?
Well, in the past, it was because I was out wilding out. You know, I wanted to sleep with every woman.
Right. Sold him royal oats.
Honest man right here. Okay, that's
Sold him
hard to
oats.
find.
You know, I'm an open book now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm delivered from that. I no longer want to live that lifestyle. So, but now it's just finding the right woman for me, and you know, and finding her true character and her personality, and see, do we match? Because there's a lot of women out there, and it can be beautiful, but the personality and the characteristics that I'm looking for, she may not have.
Absolutely. Now, I'm curious, at what point did you make your transition into this? Like, when did you just wake up one day and say, you know, I'm sick of sleeping around. I got to change. You know, like, what was your defining moment when you wanted to make change, and how did you transition to the man you
know
are?
what? It kind of almost happened like that. I like woke up one morning. I think I was out in Vegas.
He did wake up one morning?
Like for real.
I was making eggs,
You had it
had
right,
a woman
Kevin.
in the bed, right?
I think I was in Vegas, man. And
Of all places.
I was gambling one
Right,
night. I
Sin
think,
City is
Right.
where he was transformed.
Where he had his epiphany.
and I had a lot of my friends, they flew out there with me, and we was at the Aria Hotel, and you know, we was having a ball, and I think I lost like 50,000-60,000 gambling. I was like, I woke up the next morning.
Man, I'm sorry, he just lost a salary. Just that just caught me. I was like,
Somebody's
56.
salary.
I didn't even make that much last year. All right, go ahead.
I
I'm
remember
sorry.
this too now. But I woke up, and there was a girl in the bed with me at the time. I was like, I looked at her. I was like, man, it got to be something more in life than this right here. And so I was like, I just prayed. I was like, God, it got to be something more. And so he began to minister to me, and was like, Jason, you know, I got bigger things. Just continue seeking me. I'll show you. So for me, it was more of a seeking for like love, but it was synthetic, because I was getting that love sleeping around with all those women. And it was kind of like a junkie trying to get a high. So I would get that high for that particular moment with that female or that particular night. Then after she left, I was cool out for a minute. Then I had to get another hit, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so with me,
Crack addict.
yeah, pretty much what it was. A
Little
sex
addiction.
addict, a sex addict,
Addiction,
you know?
yeah.
Addiction, for real.
But you know, it was. I just thank God that in my situation that it happened early enough or soon enough where it wasn't put me in a situation where I like a lot of these guys where they done playing, which I'm not done playing yet, but they done playing and they're broke, and you know, they're back at home with their parents, or
Oh my
you know, I've had guys while I was playing, you know, ask me for crazy amount of money because they don't have money. I was like, look, dude, you make like probably $80 million through your career, and like you broke now. So those are the typical things that happen, you know, in the NFL and NBA.
That's crazy. I mean, 80 million in I mean, just give me 3 million. I could stretch that out the rest of my life.
Well,
80 million and Allen Iverson 200 million and he's broke. Like, what the hell?
Well, this is what you got to understand. Most of the guys that come into the league, they come from a poverty background where the father wasn't there, the mother raised them and said, "Mama, I'm gonna get you in a better situation." And so they get into the NFL, and like myself, I became a millionaire overnight, literally.
Wow.
Like I signed my name on dollar paper and I had a check.
Wow.
And didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
Investing it in all the wrong places, probably.
I mean, I kind of knew what I wanted to do with it, so I put a lot of it up, but I splurged. Like I spent over $250,000 on jewelry in one day.
And you told us a story about the sunglasses and cash.
Do you still have it? Do you still have that jewelry?
Actually, a couple pieces I returned back because I was out one night. I was like, well, I got all this jewelry. I'm like, who am I trying to impress?
Right.
So I took it back to my jewelry, sold it back to my jeweler, and some of it I still do have. I mean, it's like $100,000 on a watch, you know, necklace. Like, and I remember I was out in LA back in '08, I think. I came out, it was raining, and I was running to my driver, and I looked down, my necklace that fell off my neck. I saw it down, and I lost like a $30,000 cross.
Wow.
Wow.
So my friend's like, well, you paid somebody's salary for the year. I was like, man. So
Really?
That's crazy.
you know, I mean, it's so many crazy stories out there, and like I said, I just thank God that, you know, I learned my lesson early on in my career than later on, like a lot of other guys do.
No, that's what's up, man. And you're still active. You're a free agent right now, so you're actively working out to get back. You know, obviously get picked up. Any particular team that you so desire to go to, or just?
Well, at this point in my career, I'm gonna go with a great situation. You know, I'm not desperate for money, and just got to get it back in the league. But it has to be a right situation where I can play with a team that with my playing style. Because I'm a bigger corner, the position that I play, and I like being physical, and I like being able to put my hands on guys.
Being physical, putting your hands on guys. Now, someone just tuned in. It's not what you think, all right?
Exactly.
It's not what you
He's
think.
talking about football.
Yeah,
folks.
Talking about football, yeah. Because I was going to say, 6'1" is kind of tall for a corner. You're usually more agile, whatever, when you're shorter, and can keep up. But you also played running back or running back when you were in high school, correct?
Yeah, I was pretty much an athlete in high school. I played every position, every skill position in high school.
So you had the groupies ever since high school then?
Yeah, pretty much.
But now you have, you're an entrepreneur. You have a real estate company. Talk a little bit about your real estate company and your foundation.
Well, I guess I did my first flip when the market crashed back in, I guess, around 2008, 2009. I bought a couple of pieces of properties in Memphis, Tennessee. I flipped those, sold those, and I got interested in the real estate market. And before you know, I have like 15, 20 different investment properties. And right now, I'm in the process of building a subdivision in Atlanta, Georgia. And I have a real estate company that out of Florida and Georgia as well. So I'm just very heavily involved in the real estate, in the market, buying houses, and
What's the name of your real estate company?
J.Co Realty. J.Co Realty.
Okay, so if people want to get a house from you, they could just look you up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, especially the A.
J.Co in Florida, also all through Georgia and Florida, and eventually I have the vision of expanding throughout the Southeast region.
That's what's up. Yeah, you always hear real estate is the one, and I'll be honest, when it comes to investing, I'm clueless on that because I've never had money to invest. But you always hear that real estate is the one thing that's good too because it's an appreciating asset. So to a lot of players and things of that sort who do all kinds of investments, would you recommend real estate is the way to go? Or
well, you have to find your niche, and for me, it was real estate because my mother was a realtor, so I saw her doing that while I was growing up. But the thing about real estate is what you have here is what you have here. God, no one else can make land.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's an asset. That's why it's an asset. And a lot of guys, they get in the league and they want to buy cars and jewelry and they depreciate.
Yep.
Exactly. So, and it's okay to have 1, 2, possibly 3 cars, but I know guys got 5 or 6 different cars. It's just.
Speaking of cars, I'm just go off subject real quick. What is the most expensive car you bought in?
I'm not big on cars, but I would say about 150.
Wow. And what?
I'm not big on cars.
It was 150,000?
Yeah.
And you're not big on cars? Damn.
That's somebody's house.
Yeah, right?
I was comparing it to prices like other guys.
Bugattis and stuff that are like
I'm not big on
400K and 5,
Yeah, I'm not big on cars.
Okay, so you have cars, the real estate company. You have a building company as well.
Correct.
And what's the name of your building
Sanjay
company?
Builders. We build any house that you like.
Any house.
Any house.
But you don't
doesn't matter.
Just do all this for yourself. You also have a foundation that you invest in as well, and that's for children.
Yeah, my foundation, J. Allen All Stars. Basically, what we do, we go to underprivileged children in schools, communities, and we want to encourage them to be an all-star in any and everything that they do. If you're going to be a school teacher, give it your best. Be an all-star at it. If you want to be a football player, be an all-star at it. If you want to be an engineer, be an all-star at it, and just try to help to develop a correct mindset and a state of mind where I can do anything I put my mind to.
Now, where is this foundation based out of?
My sister, she runs it, but we base pretty much in Georgia, really.
In Georgia, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, have you seen a lot of, some of the youth that this foundation has helped out? Have you been able to see some of the results yet with them, or is it still kind of new?
Yeah, well, every year we give away a scholarship check of $10,000.
Oh, nice.
And if you're interested in qualifying for that, I think my website isjallenallstars.com.
I like how he said, I think.
He has somebody that manages that.
Exactly. But the Twitter is jallenallstars. Just send me a tweet, and we'll make sure we get that.
You'll take a look at it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Take a look at it.
So
but we choose one person every year for that.
You have a lot going on, obviously. If you have somebody managing your foundation, you have your entrepreneurial, talents and assets, but you also, NFL player. You are doing all this alone and no one to share all of this wealth with. And one thing that I found was interesting that you mentioned earlier was that you woke up one morning unfulfilled and then you sought God. And so one thing that, Kevin and I, as, the hosts of Black Hollywood Live, Love on Top, is although we talk about sex, we're also Christians. So,
right?
We love the fact that you turn to God in your time of need. And so I want to talk a little bit about what the Bible says about relationships and marriage, Mr. Bachelor. Okay?
Ooh, I like it.
Let's go. We're
I like
going to
it.
go in on him.
I like it. I like
I
it.
definitely believe in marriage. I plan on being married one day. Right now, I'm just seeking for her, Miss Allen. So, whenever that right person comes into my life.
But you also mentioned something about understanding woman and being forgiving. But in Hebrews 13:4,
she brought up
it
scripture.
says, "Let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, for God will judge the sexual, immoral, and adulterous." So, what to that Bible verses, we can quote those all day, but you are a man who believes in the word. Mm-hmm. And so you have to, if you believe in the Bible and you believe in the word, believe that you should be married. And so how, looking back on your past, do you have any regrets? Do you forgive yourself? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I definitely forgave myself. Do I have regrets? Yes and no, because everything I've done in my life to this point helped me be the man that I am today. And I don't think if I didn't have those things in my life, I wouldn't be the man I am today. So there's some things I am regretful for, maybe not ruining, but hurting a couple of females here and there, and being dishonest. But other than that, I don't regret anything.
Well, see, ladies, if you guys heard that, he just apologized to you, kind of.
Yeah, if
so.
you're out
For all the broken hearts out there.
Yeah, if you're out there, if I hurt you, I apologize.
That was a little touching moment.
No, the reason I really like that is because I, kind of like you, I came from a similar background. You know what I mean? I growing up, I was a womanizer. I was promiscuous. Like you, I had women throwing themselves at me. And okay, that last part I made up. But, but no, seriously. And I think part of my transition into becoming saved is you look back at all the women that you unintentionally hurt.
Right.
And you realize that some of your actions that you did, you realize some of the ramifications of them and how you could have, inadvertently, broken a girl's heart or gave a girl reason to believe there's no such thing as love. And, those things kind of torment you. So I like that you, acknowledge that and say, look, you were young, you were naive then,
Right, exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, I've had to call a few people and apologize in the past.
Right? See, good.
She's a heartbreaker.
So I say I'm sorry too. But one thing that I appreciate is, as believers, we're able to, not just forgive ourselves and apologize, but also, when you grow, you start to realize, Ecclesiastes 4:9, 2 people are better than one, and when 2 people work together, they get more work done. And so I want to not only highlight this, but also just reflect really quick on successful people in the past, like yourself, who have made historical moves throughout history that in honor of Black History Month. And so if we can start with Martin Luther King, let's just go do a quick little run through. And so Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King, this was a phenomenal couple that made history, and they did it together in love. And although Martin was known for being a little bit promiscuous, he still,
took care of home.
Yeah. But he also, he changed history forever.
Yes.
And so another couple was, Malcolm X and also Betty Shabazz. And so this was another couple that, although he had different, tactic from Martin Luther King, and he was more, hands-on activist, he still sought her out. He still pursued her. He still realized at some point that whatever purpose he was trying to serve for his life, he needed companionship along the way.
Yep.
And he did it before, in front of the Muslim community.
Well, that's something you look at, and you say 2 people working together. If I'm working with another person or 15 other people or 11 other people on the football field, there has to be a level of trust there.
Yeah.
And so I guess the thing that we can look at in these couples is the level of trust. And if there's no trust there, it's going to be really tough to have a relationship where it's going to work.
Absolutely.
And dealing with from an athletic standpoint, all the athletes from the past, you look at the history, all the athletes who's ever played a professional sport, if they were married or had a girlfriend, there had to be a level of trust there, because especially you look at the NBA or baseball player who travel weeks at a time.
Oh, yeah.
So that trust has to be there, and the encouragement has to be there. Like, if he didn't have a good game, baby it's okay. Things will get better. You live, play another day. That helps.
Yeah.
It goes a long way, instead of the nagging woman of, I need some more money. I need to get this done. I need to get that done. And so that right there can kind of tarnish the relationship, where I don't trust that if I have a bad day that you're able to come home and make me feel better as a man.
Well, you also mentioned something earlier about, I know you keep talking about nagging, but men nag too in defense. But at the same time,
True.
Wives submit to your husband, and husbands should submit to their wives
That's
as well.
biblical, too.
Exactly. Yeah, Ephesians 5:22. Look it up.
Holla.
You're getting some scripture up in here, okay?
Right? Y'all didn't know y'all was going to get saved today, did you?
But even people who might not necessarily believe in the Bible, these are still, facts and things that real couples, whether it's a relationship book or whether it's the Bible, will tell you are important in relationships. And so, there's been other couples along the way that we see that have come together that have also shown power. And, although these figures have made, civil rights moves and done, activism, at the same time, we've had couples in Hollywood, from Will Smith and Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
These are two actors that collaborated and made beautiful children that have been extremely successful, and they did it while being married and submitting to one another.
Yep.
And we could also talk about Denzel and his wife. And we can even refer to Beyonce and Jay-Z. These are pop icons. And they just barely recently made getting married cool again.
Right. I think the thing is, when you mention all those Will and Jada, Denzel and Pauletta, I believe his wife is, Jay-Z and Beyonce, in those kind of relationships, it seems like they work when they know what their roles are in there.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? They're looking fly.
They both know their respective roles in there.
You have to know your roles.
Exactly.
And as a man, you want to be a provider, a leader. And,
exactly.
All those things in the house. And, if you have a woman who's trying to be the leader and the provider, I mean, as a man, it kind of steps on your pride. And
that emasculates you.
Yeah, exactly. So and it's okay if she makes more money than you.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you still can't be a leader and a provider.
Exactly.
And give that woman security that she needs. Because every woman is looking for a leader. Human nature. You look in the animal kingdom, just give an example. You have the male who leads and everybody else follows.
Exactly.
And that's how everything, me personally think should work.
Well, like they say, behind every strong man, there's a woman rolling her eyes. So,
I think the woman's vital. I really think the woman's vital. I mean, I think a lot of times as men, we take women for granted and don't give them enough credit, because, having a strong woman there by your side, to encourage you and to lift you up. And, the women have the intuition, that us men, we don't have.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to acknowledge it, because I've seen it in my mother and my parents' marriage or whatever. So a lot of things that, my mother brought to the table that my father didn't have. And my father listened, and sometimes he didn't, and he wished he would have listened.
Yep.
So, having that strong woman by your side, like I said, is vital, and it's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk to you guys really quick before we start to wrap it up a little bit about what Joel Brown, he is on the website Addicted to Success. He wrote
this is awesome.
6 main things, okay, that you guys, if you want to take notes real quick, 6 ways that a great relationship can help you be successful in life and in business. And like the historical figures that we just said, that we're celebrating Black History Month, that if you are in a relationship, these can help you build. And number 1 is a partner makes a great alternative moral compass. So when you're struggling, when you don't really know which way to go, or you're indecisive about something, your partner can help you with that. And the second thing is a partner represents everything you worked hard for. So now you have a reason to be successful. You're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for that partner. You're doing it for someone who you love, and you're able to provide for them. A loving spouse reminds you of why you love your job. So sometimes you forget along the way. If you're having a tough day playing football, or maybe you don't want to go do that march, you know, maybe you don't want to show up at the studio, you know, you have that partner who's like, but babe, don't forget, this is why you're doing this, and this is what your goal is.
Exactly.
And the article also says a spouse is the most unbiased advisor you can ever get, because they're not in the situation. They're able to give you a outside perspective looking in.
Exactly.
Everyone needs someone that makes it all worthwhile. So now you have someone to share your love with, someone who's helping you, you know, be more driven, and it helps you make those best decisions in your life. And you also have, and this is a great one that you probably need, a fan for life.
No
someone
doubt.
to stroke that ego and to push you, you know, when you know, you're having that tough day, and, you know, someone who isn't looking at your last game or your previous score, whatever play you made. They're looking at you, the person, and they're a fan of you and not just your work. So that alone will push you harder.
Absolutely. That's beautifully written right there.
Right. And if you guys want to look that up, that was Joel Brown in Addicted to Success. And so, you know, what we really wanted to cover today was just highlighting, you know, figures in history, but also comparing it to, you know, the way that it's extremely important to be successful and being on top of your career in any work or frame of life. But at the same time, you still want to be on top of that loved one, okay?
That is true.
And Jason, you made it very clear the benefits to, you know, being on top of that someone. But it's great to hear, you know, and to give women hope out there that a bachelor like you, or, you know, someone who's lived that, you know, fast-paced, you know, hot boy lifestyle, who's extremely successful, attractive, doing great for himself, also wants to have a partner and be able to share that with someone. So you're giving a lot of women, you know, out there, you know, hope for love.
Yes, no doubt. There's definitely some good guys out there, and I've been fortunate enough to come in contact with several of them. And, you know, you just have to go to the right places. A lot of girls, they go to clubs or go to all the wrong places looking for that male. And not saying you can't find him in the club or find her in the club, but you're more likely to find him or her, you know, maybe in a church or maybe at the mall. Whatever you like. If you want a doctor or a lawyer, go to the places where doctors and lawyers hang out.
I mean,
you know?
One couple that we didn't mention that we definitely should is Michelle and Barack Obama. This is a for real.
I don't think it gets much better than that.
Phenomenal couple that we have to highlight, because they didn't meet each other in the club. You know, Michelle was working, you know, for a firm, and Obama was the intern there. And so this couple,
he was struggling.
You know, he was struggling, and she believed in him and pushed him and stayed by his side through thick and thin, and then was able to later on see what her investment in a man, you know, she was able to reap the benefits of that and see, you know, what she was sowing later on. But that took a lot of time and, you know, belief and love, and, you know, now they have a beautiful family and they're ruling the country. So, you know,
they kind of are. They are like the most influential
literally
couple
ruling the country.
Yeah.
So there you guys have it. We, you know, had a great show here on Love on Top. Thank you, Jason Allen, for joining us.
Doubt.
Please let really quick, we want to do the naked truth really quick. We got to get through that.
We'll speed this out.
We're gonna speed this
3
up.
minutes.
Okay,
3 minutes. You're
naked
lucky.
truth, because I can't forget that. This is very
This
important.
is the signature of the
All
show.
right, Jason, we're giving you the naked truth. What are you looking forward to the most when you get married? Sex, tax deductions, or starting a family?
Starting a family.
Oh, nice.
Good answer.
Okay, we weren't
Good
expecting
answer.
that. All right, and then when you get married and your wife isn't in the mood, what do you plan on doing in order to get her horny?
Ooh.
Do we have a cute picture of Jason that we can pull up really quick, just so that we can get some eye candy behind him?
Oh, man.
I'm sure we have something that we could kind of tantalize the viewers' eyes with while we're doing the naked truth.
I just think you got to be creative, you know, whatever you got to do. You know, you have to
Give
know
us some
her.
examples. This is the naked truth. You got to get butt naked with us. What would you do to your wife to get her in the mood?
I mean, you may have just a strip for her, you know, just put on some nice music and start dancing for her, strip for her to, you know, put her in the mood.
Can we get a sample of that here?
Tonight I want to see you strip.
We need the fans want to see a little sample of this.
I will say that just for the bedroom. You know?
It's a smooth picture right
I
there.
appreciate it, man.
Right? He's looking very dapper right there. Okay, Jason, are you a cuddler, sleeper, eater after sex? Which one is it? What do you like to do the most after sex?
Give me my options again, please.
Cuddler, straight to sleep, or do you like to eat after sex?
All three.
Wow.
How do you do all three?
Well, it just depends.
But
What type
Maybe
of
not
session?
simultaneously, but what after
It depends on how the session was, you know.
okay, so you're gonna in which order? Cuddling, sleeping, or eating? Which order are you gonna do it?
Let's say if the game's coming on and we had sex before the game, I'm probably gonna eat. If it's late at night and after sex, I'm about to go straight to sleep. And if it's like, let's say I'm still not tired, we'll definitely cuddle.
Okay, all right, nice guy.
I like that.
He doesn't
Well-rounded.
He's
There
not
you
just gonna
go.
kick people out the bed like you, Kevin.
Whatever. She deserved
I
it.
heard about you. Okay.
Well, yeah, that was the old Kevin.
That was
See,
the old
I
Kevin.
apologize to those girls earlier.
Right,
you know.
right. Okay, and then Jason, which celebrity crush would you crush if you can sleep with any celebrity right now in the world? Who are you taking down?
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
I
Dang.
agree.
I agree too. I would take
Big ups.
J-Lo down also. That would be my celebrity.
I
I love me some J-Lo. I can't even lie. Okay.
I got a big crush on Pamela Grier though. I like her.
Oh, Pam Grier. Yeah.
That's Foxy Brown,
Yeah,
right?
she's hot.
Yeah.
My
The
mom
original.
looks like
The
Pam
original,
Grier.
there you
Shout
go.
out to my mom.
She's gorgeous.
Shout out to Miss Spicy
To Miss
Ferguson,
Spicy
whatever.
Mama.
Right.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Spicy Madi. You guys can play with my Twitter or stroke my Instagram at spicy_Madi or go to thespicylife.com. And Kevin, where can they find you?
Kevin John, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyKevinJohn or on my website, itskevinjohn.com.
And Jason Allen, where can your finds find you? Where can they find you and find more stuff about your business as well?
j.corealty.com, Instagram King KINGJA18, Twitter J Allen All-Star.
There you guys have it.
Boom.
Love on top.
Yeah. I want to go see J-Lo right now.
Oh yeah, she's looking hot. You guys
Man.
should follow J-Lo on Instagram.
Right? That Casper dude is a lucky guy to...
Casper is pretty lucky.
Man. I give...
There y'all have it. Black Hollywood Live, love on top. Nothing's better than being on top of your career and on top of that somebody special,
Which could be J-Lo, but...
which could be J-Lo.
Dude, who do you get a lot? And I was...
Producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Christian, and the entire BHL staff. We would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.